We are at an incredible point in the ascension of humanity on this planet. We've had so many cosmic frequencies. We literally can collapse time, quantum leap, timeline jump, and manifest like that. It is crazy how fast the reflection is. There is less and less lag time in between what we're thinking and doing and the result that we're receiving back. These cosmic energies are massive. These are gamma rays, proton storms, planetary alignments, planetary resonances, magnetic shifts, coronal mass ejections. Man, I could go on. But basically what's happening is this planet is getting flooded with high frequency light. And this high frequency light is activating everybody, whether they realize it or not, right? Like there's a lot of people out there, they have no idea what's going on, but they're still getting activated. So the energies, they act like an amplifier. If you have a lot of fear in your field, in your electromagnetic field, and like low frequency emotions like shame and grief and all of that, no judgment, I'm just saying, that gets amplified. So you're going to feel that really intensely, and you will continue to feel that as we move forward, and it continues to ramp up. And the same is true on the other side. If you have a lot of peace and like just passion and creativity and love in your field, that's going to get amplified. So it's an incredible choice point, really. Like, you know, are you going to let go of the old paradigm of fear and scarcity, become a sovereign creator, and move into your new earth reality? Or are you going to dig your heels in, refuse to go within, refuse to see what's within you that is blocking you from releasing the low frequency emotions that keep you resonating with the old timelines? So if we have fear inside us, we're going to resonate with the old paradigm of fear, the control structures, you know, the manipulation, the tyranny, all of that stuff. It really is an inside job. And I know it is like almost maddening when somebody says that to you, especially when you don't feel like you have any control over your circumstances. When you're like, oh yeah, that might be true, but you know, I'm sick, I'm broke, I didn't ask for this to happen, I didn't ask for this level of adversity or hardship. And I'm not trying to place blame. It's not that at all. It's just that we can't stop creating. You know, we are conscious creators whether we realize it or not. So you can be in immense amount of pain and in like a hell timeline that just keeps looping, you know, like really painful karmic patterns, or the Groundhog Day, or just like hard knocks, you know, continuous hard knocks. I have been there, but it doesn't take away from the fact that you're a conscious creator. Excuse me, that you're a powerful creator, but you are creating unconsciously. Let me be really clear about that. We can create consciously or we can create unconsciously. So if we don't like what is in our field, what's in our personal reality, it's because we're creating unconsciously. And why would we do that? Well, we don't know we're doing it, obviously. But we have a lot of pain. We have trauma. We have ancestral trauma. We have generational trauma. We have false beliefs. We have distorted perceptions about ourselves, distorted perceptions about the way the world works. And let me tell you what, whatever you think, whatever you believe, you're right. You're right. That's the reality you're going to live. I mean, it sounds like brutal, right? But it's true. So if you've been hurt, let's say you were narcissistically abused, since that is so incredibly common, and I myself have also experienced it. That's really part of what I call the victim perpetrator template that we have been working with on this planet for thousands of years now. So if you've experienced, let's say, narcissistic abuse, it detached you from your soul, right? You went through all that gaslighting and everything. So you have this distorted perception about yourself. Plus you only ever experienced hardship and just basic cruelty, right? So that is your perception of the world. So now when we're going through this change and like the old structures are crumbling and things are kind of in a state of flux, how are you going to perceive that? You're going to be like, It's over, man. We're in end times. Judgment Day, apocalypse, Armageddon, right? But what you need to understand is it's all coming from inside of you, because we are all projecting our reality from our point of consciousness. And our point of consciousness is the same thing as saying our perception. And that is also synonymous with our frequency, which drives our vibration, right? So everything is coming from you. Now, I'm not saying you're responsible for like things that are happening on the other side of the world and the whole collective consciousness. No, you are a fractal of it, right? But you are responsible for your personal reality, no matter how painful it may be. And that is a jagged pill to swallow when you are in a state of suffering. I get it. And it's not to make anybody feel bad or to shame anybody like you should have figured it out already. No way, because so many of us, we're just born into darkness and we don't know another way. So we've never really been able to even see that it was a perspective that we had, that it was a worldview that perpetuated itself, right? Distorted perceptions perpetuate themselves just as much as positive perceptions perpetuate themselves. So like the point that I'm driving home is you are a powerful creator, whether you're creating consciously or unconsciously. It's like we're at this pivot point. This is a massive pivot point. We've been coming out of the dark ages very slowly. And when I'm saying this, I'm referring to to many prophecies really, but to the Hindu Yuga cycle of time. There's a couple of different opinions about exactly when this Kali Yuga started and when it will finish. Kali Yuga meaning like the dark ages, and when the Satya Yuga or golden age will begin, but there is no debate amongst anybody that we're coming out of one and going into another. And guess what? You don't have to wait 1,000 years for society to be all caught up, right? You can create the golden age for yourself right now, because like I said, you are generating your reality through your consciousness, even though it seems really fucking real and it's really painful sometimes, many times, and the world looks like it's falling apart, but don't fall for it. It's transitioning, right? But again, you've got that choice, you know? Are you going to be like, oh no, it's over, and I'm not willing to heal my traumas, I'm not willing to take radical responsibility for who I am, for what I believe, for what's going on in my life, and so I'm going to stay in victimhood, and then I'm going to remain entrenched in these old paradigms of fear and scarcity and lack and limitation and manipulation, control, betrayal, tyranny, sickness. You get it. Or are you going to look within and see where all that stuff's coming from? You know, it's not coming from a situation that happened last week, right? It's not your last relationship, you know? Oh yeah, my ex was like that. No, it started thousands of years ago. It started lifetimes ago for you. And we don't necessarily see that until we start awakening, right? Like when I first started awakening, I thought my problems were the guys I was dating. Then I realized, oh, it's my family. Then I realized, oh, this has been going on for generations. And then I realized, oh, this is ancestral trauma. This is what I came here to heal, to transcend. And then it became like all clear because I could see all the way through the past, really, which is all inside of me, right? And I could see forward, again, all inside of me, these different trajectories. And I could see how there was a choice. And there was this awareness that came into me that it was a choice. And that's part of awakening, is like we're remembering we have a choice. And the frequencies, the cosmic energies, the high frequency light that's streaming down onto the planet is part of what is making us remember. Those gamma rays, those solar flares, those geomagnetic storms, they're all shaking everything up. They are activating our dormant DNA. They are restructuring our cellular bodies, and they're expanding our consciousness, right? And so once the DNA starts to switch on, You might have a spontaneous healing or just an aha moment and be like, now, wait a minute. Like all of that was happening. And like, suddenly I see it clearly, suddenly I have figured this thing out, and you're coming into more awareness of your self-worth and like, why was I in that toxic job for so long? Why did I stay there? What am I doing in this crappy apartment? Why do I live in this shitty neighborhood? Once you start to see it, you'll start to see like how you have these wounds and how you're coming into healing simply because you're beginning to be activated and have a remembrance of who you really are as a divine child of God, as a child of all divinity, no matter what you want to call it. Then you can be proactive about your healing. You don't have to be scared of your psyche anymore. Like, that's not you. That is just an aspect of you in this incarnation. And yes, there are maybe lost fragments of your soul, but you're here to retrieve them. You're here in a culmination lifetime. It's all bottlenecked into now. That's why now is so pivotal. That's why we're going through changes now in society, but also like astrologically speaking, that we haven't seen for thousands of years. These are massive shifts. I'm not talking about 10 or 20 years. This is like cosmic time, but also we could call it geological time, like big time shifts that only come around once in many eons. And we are here right now at this point. So it's very exciting. I'm very excited, if you can't tell. And I just want you to know you're already free. That's it. That's the point of this video. You are already free. There is no more frequency fence. There's no more suppression. There's no more dark forces holding you back. Yes, we see them out there. They're in the death throes. Just let it go. They cannot survive in the high frequency light. Anything that doesn't have energetic integrity will not survive in the high frequency light, right? What do I mean by energetic integrity? I'm talking about coherence, heart-mind coherence, holding and embodying the frequencies of love, respect, service to others, cooperation, harmony, joy, creativity, service to the whole. Doesn't mean we have to be like everyone else, but we certainly have to let them have their journey and respect that everyone is at a different point of consciousness. So don't be trying to awaken other people. People will wake up when they're ready, right? And it is like that. It's like, wow, hang on a minute. I think you're getting the message that like, yeah, it's a pivot point. We're coming into healing, into empowerment, into true sovereignty. And again, whatever you think is real, if you think it's the end of the world and that we're circling the drain and it's all going downhill and you need to hang on to your pennies because there's nothing more and you're sick and it's all just, oh no, we're going to die. Like, all right. Then that will be your truth. I don't think that. But I did have fear of that. I for sure had the Armageddon programming. We've all been programmed with it here during the Dark Ages, Armageddon programming is like the apocalypse. Like, how many movies have you seen where it's like the end of the world? You don't think that's programming? That's already in your brain, so you fear it, right? Instead of knowing, like I do, in the depths of your soul and with every fiber of your being, that we're shifting into the golden ages, man. Things are just going to get better and better. And yeah, the world's falling apart. That's okay. That's okay. The old world has to crumble before the new one can build a foundation and really come into form. But again, you don't have to wait for everybody else to figure it out because you generate your own personal reality. You're not generating reality for other people. You're generating your personal reality. So what's it going to be? It's going to be fear and pain and trauma that you were too afraid to look at. Or are you going to be a brave of heart, go within, face those distorted thoughts and beliefs, examine your worldview, excavate your psyche, repattern your subconscious mind, honor your feelings, allow that dense energy to go away. And when you do you want to know what happens? You come up real fast. Because your natural frequency is very, very high. Why? Because you're a divine child of God, baby. You were born perfect. You don't need to fix yourself. You need to release the idea that you need to be fixed. Yeah. Did you get that? I swear to God, it is a game of consciousness. This reality is not real. Even in 2022, scientists won a Nobel Prize for their work in quantum physics, where they were demonstrating that reality at its core is dynamic, right? It's changeable, it's interconnected, and it's made up of photons. What are photons? They are particles of light. Yes, you are a light being. And these photons behave based on shared energy states. They don't behave based on their distance from each other, meaning reality is non-local. It's all about the focus, the energy. The energetic state is what decides how these photons organize themselves into matter. So that's pretty cool. And it's been proven. It's been proven over and over. I mean, Joe Dispenza knows it and teaches it. Many, many spiritual teachers teach it. But we still don't believe it. We still look around and we're like, yeah, but the government, no, the economy and the taxes. And we're like so wrapped up in the circumstances instead of understanding that the circumstances are old news, baby. That is old news. Yesterday's manifestations, or the manifestations of 2,000 years ago in many cases, right? So when you have a shift, that's it. Hold the energy of that shift. Reality will catch up. Physical reality will catch up. The true nature of reality is energetic. So you may as well accept it and reprogram your brain so that when you're looking around and things look like they're falling apart, you're like, yeah, whatever. That's just because the old world is no longer being energetically supported anymore. Why? Because the higher frequencies are coming onto this planet and now we have more energetic integrity, and only structures that are in alignment with this energetic integrity are going to move forward as we continue to ascend. So, wow, this was just kind of like a bomb video. I wasn't really planning on it. I didn't even put on any lipstick, but I hope that you got my message. I don't think I said my name in the beginning. My name is Tanara. Hello, I am a spiritual mentor here to help the ascension of humanity. Thank you so much for listening, and there's more to come. I will see you in the next video.